Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this thrilling opening match between South American giants, Brazil and Argentina. The rivalry runs deep, the stakes are high, and the marbles are ready to roll. Argentina strikes first. At the 9-minute mark, Herrera rockets the ball into the back of the net. What a stunning opening goal. Brazil now needs to respond, and fast. You can feel the tension between these two teams. Every touch, every roll, every move, calculated, fierce. Brazil is pushing forward, trying to break through Argentina's solid defense. The passes are sharp, the energy electric. The rivalry between these teams has created some of the most legendary matchups in history, and this game is proving to be another unforgettable chapter. Goal! Argentina doubles their lead. Torres finds the perfect spot as Gonzalez delivers a pinpoint pass, an incredible assist. Brazil is in trouble now, but they're not out yet. Brazil knows how to battle back in these high-pressure moments. They're adjusting their strategy, keeping possession, looking for openings. Argentina again. Gonzalez goes from playmaker to finisher. He drives the ball into the net with precision. Argentina leads 3-0. Brazil finally breaks through. Lima fires one home, cutting the deficit to 3-1. Could this be the spark for a last-minute surge? Time is running out. Brazil is throwing everything forward, but Argentina is holding firm. The rivalry is fierce, the passion undeniable. Until next time. Oh, what a moment. We're off and running in the Group B opener of this magnificent marble soccer tournament, USA versus India, and the atmosphere is electric, a cauldron of excitement for this transcontinental showdown. Early doors, and it's cagey stuff. The USA, with their trademark zip, are testing the waters, but India's defence, it's like a fortress. Solid as a rock, not giving an inch. We're nearing the 20-minute mark, and it's tight, folks, tighter than a drum. The marbles are dancing across the pitch, but clear chances, scarce as hen's teeth. This is a proper arm wrestle. Now the crowd's stirring around 30 minutes gone. They're restless, baying for action. India fancies a cheeky counter, but the USA's backline says, not today, and shuts the door. Into the second half, and it's still 0-0. The USA are cranking up the heat. Oh, special, kind for the USA. At 54 minutes, what a moment. A dazzling burst down the wing, a twirl, a spin, and bang. Kaim rockets it home. The crowd's on its feet, and the USA lead 1-0. That's pure class. India's reeling, but not done yet. They're throwing everything forward, marbles flying like missiles, but the USA's defense is standing tall, resolute, unyielding. Deep into the contest now, past 75 minutes. India's pushing, desperate for a spark, but the USA are defending like lions. This is grit, this is heart. Final moments, and the USA are holding firm, managing the clock with poise. India's chasing a miracle, but time's slipping away. What a spectacle. The Group C opener kicks off. Spain against Italy, a clash of marble soccer giants in a stadium pulsing with energy. Both teams come out firing. Spain's marbles carve intricate patterns. Italy counters with fierce precision. This is fast, electrifying, edge-to-edge action. Spain surges forward, Moreno and Castro in sync. Sensational move. Moreno strikes at 23 minutes with Castro's pinpoint assist. The crowd roars. Italy fights back undaunted as we hit the half hour. Marbles zip like lightning, fans chanting in this European showdown. Second half begins and Italy respond. De Luca charges through, slots it home at 46 minutes. Pure brilliance. The Italian supporters erupt. Spain answer with fire. Castro, fed by Moreno, unleashes a rocket at 56 minutes. What a strike. The stadium's alive, buzzing with intensity. This match is razor close. Past 75 minutes now, Italy dig deep. Gallo steps up, finds the target at 76 minutes. That's electrifying. Into the final moments, Spain push hard. Sanchez dazzles, sets up Romero. At 89 minutes, Romero fires a stunner. The stands explode, and there's the whistle. What a showdown. Group D explodes into life with China versus Japan, a marble soccer spectacle in a stadium crackling with anticipation. Both sides charge out, fearless. China's marbles carve sharp lines. Japan counters with dazzling speed. Hashimoto weaves through, fires at 18 minutes, stunning precision. The crowd roars as Japan takes charge. China fights back, undaunted. Gao rises, smashes home at 28 minutes. Pure power. The Chinese fans ignite, lifting the roof. This is fierce, pulsating, edge-to-edge action. Into the second half, both teams relentless. Marbles zip like comets, fans chanting in this Asian derby thriller. China and Japan deliver a Group D opener bursting with drama, a whirlwind of marbles and passion. Japan surges again. Nakamura threads a gem. Sato strikes at 68 minutes. What a finish. The stadium buzzes with electric energy. Moments later, Hashimoto's back. At 71 minutes, he unleashes another rocket. Sensational stuff. Japan's fans are in full voice. China pushes hard, desperate to respond. The final minutes tick down, marbles flying in a frantic chase. This tournament is alive. And there's the whistle. What a clash. France versus Germany kicks off this group stage battle, a marble soccer showdown in a stadium humming with tension. Both teams start cautious, marbles hugging the flanks. France probes carefully, Germany matches their discipline. This is tight, tactical, chess-like play. The crowd's restless at 30 minutes. Whistles echo as both sides keep it safe, rolling marbles wide, avoiding the heart of the pitch. Germany shifts gears. Zimmerman whips a pinpoint cross. Koch strikes at 40 minutes. Pure class. The German fans erupt, breaking the deadlock. The second half starts and caution persists. Both teams play it wide, testing patience. Despite the safe play, these two marble soccer titans have still put on a great show for us today. France scrambles, marbles flying, but Germany's defense stands tall, unyielding. The crowd's grumbling again at 70 minutes, craving action. France pushes, but Germany holds firm. Then, chaos. Brawn pressures. Dupont fumbles into his own net at 82 minutes. Stunning twist. Germany's fans roar. Final moments tick down, and there's the whistle. What a spectacle. Australia strikes like lightning. Vargas misfires to a missing keeper. Hudson pounces at 3 minutes. Stunning start. Mexico versus Australia lights up this group stage. Diaz fumbles a back pass. Davidson capitalizes at 17 minutes. Ortiz threads a long rocket. Mendoza blasts home at 22 minutes. Pure magic. The crowd erupts. Chaos reigns. The Aussie fans roar. Mexico responds, undaunted. Marbles surge forward. Ortiz and Ramirez dance. A slick give and go. Ramirez fires at 38 minutes. Sizzling play. The stadium pulses. Second half roars to life. Marbles flying. A fiery rivalry born from contrasting styles and fierce continental pride. Both teams trade blows, relentless in this high-octane clash. Australia's bench is buzzing. Mexico fights back. At 68 minutes, the crowd quiets, grumbling over a brief lull. Unreasonable folks, this game's been a firecracker from the start. Australia pushes late. Campbell rises, smashes it home at 82 minutes. Electrifying finish. The Aussie supporters go wild. And there's the whistle. What a battle. Group C. Game 2 ignites with Portugal versus Nigeria, a blazing rivalry fueled by flair and fearless attacking spirit. Nigeria strikes first. Afolabi carves through, feeds Adeniyi, who fires at 15 minutes. Sizzling strike. The Nigerian fans erupt. Portugal reels, then falters. Goalkeeper miscommunication. Adanio pounces at 30 minutes. Portugal hits back, lightning fast. Martin sprints off the kickoff, slots at home at 33 minutes. Pure speed, the stadium shakes. Just before the break, Carvalho weaves, banks a shot at 44 minutes. Brilliant precision. Portugal's supporters go wild. Second half explodes. Both teams unleash chaos. Portugal's marbles surge forward. Nigeria answers with relentless pace. This is bold, breathtaking, all-out offence. Santos stays alert, tips in a loose marble at 60 minutes. Sharp play. The Portuguese bench buzzes. Nigeria fights on. Nigeria's dynamic duo, Adeniyi and Afolabi, set the pace. Emeka's cross deflects in at 79 minutes. Stunning twist. The Nigerian fans ignite, lifting the roof. And there's the whistle. What a stage. Group D, Game 2 erupts with Saudi Arabia versus South Africa. A rivalry charged with fierce pride and goalkeeping brilliance. Both teams boast legendary keepers, Al-Qahtani and Botha. Saudi's Al-Qahtani stands tall, denying a rocket at 18 minutes with a post's help. Sensational save. South Africa presses, but Al-Qahtani's a wall. The crowd buzzes, marvelling at these goalkeeping titans stealing the show, with South Africa's Botha tipped as an early MVP favourite. Action explodes early. Both sides trade blows, marbles zipping with intent. Then, magic. Botha sets up a long-distance rocket from Zwan at 47 minutes. Moments later, chaos. Saudi's defender slips. Maseko capitalises for South Africa. Own goal madness. The stadium pulses. South Africa's Botha shines again, but at 61, he misplays, gifting Al Said a goal for Saudi. Shocking twist. South Africa surges late, dominating with fierce attacks. Their offensive flair overwhelms, marbles flying in a relentless storm. Botha, the keeper, turns hero again, blasting an end-to-end goal at 81 minutes. The crowd erupts. Saudi fights back. Al Mansour strikes at 89 minutes. There's the whistle. Welcome back to Group A, Game 3. Brazil looks to even their record after an opening loss to Argentina against a Germany riding high after their first game win over France. This is a storied rivalry steeped in flair against iron discipline. Brazil's tactical mastery meets Germany's unyielding precision. Disaster strikes. Hoffmann fumbles into his own net at 22 minutes. Koch quickly responds with a deep strike that caroms off two defenders and into Brazil's net. With keeper Müller anchoring their defence, Germany sets the tone, slow and deliberate. Marbles roll with control. Brazil content to mirror their defensive dance. Müller returns to form. He denies a rocket at 45 minutes. Stunning save. The German bench breathes again. Becker unleashes a thunderous shot at 55 minutes, but Santos dives, saves for Brazil. Brilliant stop. The crowd roars. Both teams lock shields, marbles barely breaching defences. Germany's control battles Brazil's patience in this tactical chess match. Germany keeps possession, dictating pace. Marbles glide, Brazil mirrors play, seemingly satisfied to hold on for the draw. Müller stands tall again, thwarting danger at 87 minutes. Sensational goalkeeping. The stands buzz with tension, and there's the whistle. Group B, Game 3 explodes with USA versus Mexico. A storied rivalry pulsing with passion and continental pride. The USA sets a blistering pace. Brown threads a perfect corner cross. Jones banks it home at 12 minutes. Stunning strike. The American fans roar. T. Kimes alert. Lurking. He tips in an easy goal at 22 minutes. Pure instinct. The USA dominates. Mexico's Mendoza, a whirlwind, saving shots, barking orders. The USA rides high off their one-tunnel win over India. while Mexico battles to rebound from a 3-2 shootout loss to Australia. A Mexican loss today would require a huge win against India next and 2 Australian losses to advance. First half belongs to the USA. Mendoza's hands are full, directing traffic, keeping Mexico alive as marbles fly relentlessly. Second half shifts. Smith misplays. Ramirez claims an own goal at 51 minutes. Shocking twist. Mexico's fans ignite. Mexico surges. Martinez lofts an incredible cross. Diaz slams it in at 66 minutes. Brilliant equalizer. The stadium shakes. Medina weaves through defenders. Strikes at 76 minutes. Sizzling finish. Off the kickoff, Miller feeds Jake Hine for a one-touch beauty at 80 minutes. Electrifying response. The USA fights back to even. And there's the whistle. Here we go. Spain versus Portugal lights up Group C, a fiery Iberian rivalry pulsing with passion and flair. Spain strides in, brimming with confidence after their 3-2 upset over Italy, while Portugal burns to redeem their wild 3-3 draw with Nigeria. Moreno glides through, nails a sharp angle bank shot at 19 minutes. Sanchez pounces, sets up Moreno for a one-touch gem at 25 minutes. Pure brilliance. The stadium hums with energy. Portugal fights back, undeterred. Their marbles surge, testing Spain's defence, but Garcia stands tall, barking orders with fierce focus. First half winds down, Spain holding the edge. Portugal's attackers buzz, hungry to shift momentum, the crowd craving more fireworks. Second half erupts. Pinto ramps up the pressure, storms through, strikes at 54 minutes. Ferocious finish. Portugal's supporters explode. Costa keeps the fire burning. He launches a rocket at 60 minutes. Too fierce for Garcia. Stunning blow. The Portuguese fans go wild. Both sides trade blows, marbles zipping like sparks. Spain pushes for control, but Portugal's hunger grows, their attacks relentless. At 80 minutes, Portugal gets a golden chance. The shot crashes off the post. Heart-stopping miss. The crowd gasps, tension soaring. Costa rises again. He overwhelms Spain's defence. It's that time once again. China versus Saudi Arabia fires up Group D. China's hungry to rebound from a 3-1 loss to Japan, while Saudi Arabia fights to recover from a 3-2 defeat to South Africa. Saudi strikes early. Al Jassim weaves through, fires at 12 minutes. Sizzling strike. China responds with fire. Gao unleashes a hard double cross, banks it off the Saudi goalie for a goal. China's offense clicks. Wang threads a beauty. Wang slams it home at 27 minutes. Pure precision. The stadium pulses with energy. Saudi's Al-Qahtani stands tall, denying a rocket at 37 minutes. Brilliant save. The crowd buzzes, marveling at his reflexes. China keeps pushing, deliberate and dangerous. Their marbles find gaps, but hit the post at 48 minutes, agonizingly close. Second half sees China dominate. The crowd grows restless at 59 minutes, whistling during a slow spell, but China's still probing, their attack relentless despite more post hits. China presses hard, Saudi counters with gritty resolve. This is fierce, high-stakes soccer. Both teams trade blows, but time ticks down in this intense clash. Wang winds up, sends a long shot with eyes, finds the net at 81 minutes. Electrifying goal. The fans go wild. Saudi battles back, marbles flying in desperation. And there's the whistle. All eyes on. Argentina versus France sets Group A alight, a classic rivalry brimming with flair and fierce determination. France's Laurent and Roux lead a dazzling attack, but Argentina's Rios shines as their unyielding spark. France breaks through. Laurent's clear bounces off defenders, finds the net at 13 minutes. Sizzling start. The French fans erupt. France hungers to rebound from a stinging loss to Germany. Argentina responds. Rios rides fortunate bounces, slots home at 25 minutes. Gritty finish. The Argentine crowd roars. First half settles. Argentina content to hold firm for the draw. Their defense stands tall, frustrating France's probing attacks. Both teams are focused on keeping the ball outside, but there's more pressure on France to make something happen, and soon. The crowd whistles with boredom at 56 minutes, craving action in this cautious duel. France answers. Roux breaks through, strikes at 60 minutes. Gauthier weaves, sets up Fabre for a sharp angle gem at 67 minutes. France keeps pushing. Lefebvre's hard banking clear catches Argentina's keeper napping at 73 minutes. Shocking own goal. The French bench buzzes. But they're not done yet. Mercier feeds Roux, who pounces at 82 minutes. France's fans go wild. A disappointed Argentina now has to face powerhouse Germany to advance, and there's the whistle. Let's dive on in. India versus Australia sparks this group stage clash. India strikes early. Das nails a perfect bank shot at 6 minutes. Sizzling start. India presses hard. Australia matches their aggression, promising a high-scoring shootout. Australia answers. Hudson sets up Davidson for a double bank beauty at 17 minutes. Stunning strike. The Aussie crowd erupts. India's defense holds firm. Patel leaps, deflects a shot off the post at 24 minutes. Heroic save. The stands buzz with tension. Singh persists, battling out front. Slots home at 36 minutes. Gritty finish. India's supporters go wild. Just before the break, Patel feeds Khan, whose shot weaves through defenders at 45 minutes. Pure magic. The stadium shakes. Second half ignites. Thompson launches a midfield rocket, finds the net at 54 minutes. Electrifying blow. Australia's fans surge. India's Kumar stands tall, making huge saves at 60 minutes. Brilliant goalkeeping. The crowd cheers his defiance. Australia keeps pushing. Robertson lofts a long pass. Hudson tips it in at 67 minutes. Sharp play. The Aussie bench roars. Late in the game, both teams shift gears, controlling the ball, eyeing a point. Marbles glide, defences tighten. Singh rises late, banks a beauty at 89 minutes, and there's the whistle. Here we go. Italy versus Nigeria lights up Group C, a high-stakes rivalry where every moment crackles with urgency. Both teams charge out, marbles surging with purpose. Italy presses early, Nigeria answers with bold aggression. Nigeria strikes first. Adeniyi threads a slick pass. Adekunle fires home. Italy responds fast. Gallo pressures the goalie, nets a beauty at 21 minutes. Moretti keeps the heat on, blasts a hard shot past Nigeria's keeper at 26 minutes. Pure power. The stadium pulses with energy. Italy tightens their defense, a wall of steel. Nigeria probes, but marbles struggle to break through the Italian fortress. Second half unfolds, Italy methodical, keeping marbles deep in Nigeria's end. The crowd whistles restlessly at 58 minutes, craving more action. Nigeria fights back, desperate to shift the tide, but Italy's defense stands tall, stifling every move with precision. Time ticks down, Nigeria's playoff hopes fading. They'll need a miracle against Spain and a favourable result elsewhere. Italy controls the pace, marbles dancing in Nigeria's half. Hopelessness is starting to set in for the Nigerian crowd. And there's the whistle. Here we go. Japan versus South Africa lights up Group D, a clash of unbeaten titans in the tournament's first 1-0 showdown. South Africa strikes early. Sighthole fires home at 7 minutes. Sizzling strike. The South African fans roar, marbles surge, Japan pushing back. Japan rides high after a 3-1 rout of China, while South Africa basks in a 3-2 thriller over Saudi Arabia. Both are stands tall for South Africa, denying a rocket at 22 minutes. Stunning save. The crowd buzzes with his brilliance. South Africa builds momentum. Kumalo slots a beauty at 37 minutes, sharp finish. The stadium pulses with energy. First half winds down, Japan probing for gaps. South Africa's defence, led by Botha, holds firm, keeping the lead. Van Wyk gets a golden chance at 49 minutes, but rolls the ball along the wide-open goal line. Agonizing missed opportunity. Japan fights back. Nakamura, their keeper, makes a massive save at 56 minutes. Heroic stop. The Japanese supporters politely notice. Play tightens, both teams turning cautious. The crowd whistles at 67 minutes, restless with the conservative shift. South Africa's defense locks down, both are commanding. Japan presses but finds no way through the iron wall. Time ticks down, Botha's clean sheet intact. This is gritty, intense soccer, every roll a battle. And there's the whistle. Hold tight. Brazil versus France electrifies Group A in Game 5, a high-stakes rivalry where survival hangs in the balance. Brazil strikes early. Nascimento unleashes a midfield rocket at 10 minutes. Lima keeps the pressure on, overwhelms the keeper with a deep strike at 16 minutes. Stunning blow. The stadium shakes. First half sees Brazil dominate, France digging deep. Dupont, France's goaltender, stands firm under relentless Brazilian fire. Both teams face elimination with a loss, Brazil fueled by flair and France driven by grit. Nascimento and Ribeiro ignite Brazil's relentless attack, while France's Petit battles to keep their hopes alive. Second half shifts gears. The crowd whistles at 47 minutes, annoyed by cautious play creeping into this fiery clash. France responds. Mercier feeds Petit, who slots it home at 49 minutes. Brazil surges back. Nascimento fires at 60 minutes, hits the post, but the rebound deflects in off a defender. Lucky break. The crowd buzzes. Brazil's attack rolls on. Nascimento sets up Ribeiro for a sharp goal at 76 minutes. Pure class. The Brazilian bench ignites. France fights to the end. Dupont making heroic saves under constant pressure. And there's the whistle. Kick it off. USA versus Australia sets Group B ablaze in Game 5, a fierce rivalry brimming with bold risks and high stakes. Disaster for the USA. Goaltender Smith misplays, scores an own goal at 13 minutes. Shocking slip. The Aussie fans roar, USA recovers. The USA advances with a win or draw, while Australia must seize a victory to guarantee their playoff spot. Both sides trade daring but shaky moves, the tension palpable. Smith redeems himself, sets up Jake Hahn for a long back shot at 32 minutes. Sizzling strike. The American crowd erupts. First half winds down, errors keeping the game tight. Australia's Clark fumbles, gifts an own goal at 46 minutes. Stunning blunder. USA takes a 2-1 lead. Australia fights back. Hudson nails a long bank shot at 56 minutes. Gritty equaliser. Time ticks down, both teams scrambling. Aggressive risks continue, but errors define this wild, unpredictable clash. The stadium pulses with energy, mistakes pile up. Robertson misplays a back pass at 73 minutes, another own goal for the USA. Costly error, the American fans ignite, USA capitalizes late. Garcia pounces on a rebound at 82 minutes, electrifying finish, the crowd goes wild. And there's the whistle. Game on. Spain versus Nigeria sets Group C ablaze, a fierce rivalry loaded with playoff dreams and desperation. This is high-stakes, heart-pounding soccer. Nigeria strikes early. Emeka caps a slick passing move. Adekunle banks it home at 14 minutes. Sizzling strike. The Nigerian fans roar. Nigeria, stinging from a 3-2 loss to Italy, must win to stay alive, while Spain eyes a victory to lock in their playoff spot. Spain battles back but stumbles. A defender misplays a goal line clear at 35 minutes, handing Nigeria a gift. Stunning error. Spain finds their fire. Ruiz unleashes a hard clear, ricochets off a Nigerian defender at 44 minutes. Gritty goal. The Spanish supporters ignite. First half closes, tension thick. Second half explodes. Afolabi forces a hard clear down the wall. Karam's in at 57 minutes. Adani pounces, adds another at 61 minutes. Nigeria's bounces seem charmed. While Spain fights to shift the momentum, Spain turns up the heat, attacking with fury. Marbles flood Nigeria's end, but their defense holds, soaking up pressure. Time dwindles, Spain's aggressive push relentless, yet Nigeria's luck and grit keep the net untouched. The clock ticks down, bounces still, Nigeria's ally, and there's the whistle. Ready for action. China versus South Africa ignites Group D, a high-stakes rivalry brimming with ambition and playoff dreams. South Africa stands nearly assured of advancing, while China must match Japan's result against Saudi Arabia to stay alive. China comes out swinging. Gao links with Zhang, slots a stunning pass into the net at 18 minutes. Sizzling strike. The Chinese fans erupt. Marbles fly, both teams pushing hard. South Africa digs in, while China's firepower keeps the pressure on. South Africa answers. Sithole feeds Zwan, who strikes at 37 minutes. Sharp finish. The South African crowd roars. First half closes, the battle fierce. China's aggression tests Botha, but South Africa remains unyielding. Second half kicks off with a bang. Liu sets up Chen for a long-range blast at 51 minutes. Stunning goal. The stadium pulses. China keeps rolling. Chan finds Zhou for a goal line tip-in at 63 minutes. Pure precision. The Chinese supporters ignite. Both are reels, stunned by China's relentless attack. Gao strikes again. Chan set up perfect at 75 minutes. Time winds down. China's overwhelming firepower has punched their ticket to the next round. A stunned South Africa must hope Japan doesn't beat Saudi Arabia so they can advance. And there's the whistle. Let's roll. Argentina versus Germany closes Group A, a colossal rivalry charged with tension and playoff dreams. With France out after losing to Brazil, the standings are razor tight. 1 point splits Germany in first from Argentina in last. Argentina's path is clear, win and they're in, while Germany advances with a win or draw, but risks losing tiebreakers to Brazil on a defeat. Argentina's Rios and Vega bring fiery flair, but Germany's Wagner anchors a stubborn defense. The crowd whistles in frustration at 30 minutes, restless at the cautious play. Rios breaks the deadlock, feeds Torres for a sharp goal at 38 minutes. Germany answers fast. Becker's corner sets up Wagner for a bank shot at 44 minutes. Stunning response. The German crowd roars. First half ends, both teams locked in a fierce duel. The playoff stakes loom large, every role critical. Second half intensifies. Both goalkeepers shine, making multiple saves, posts rattling under pressure. Argentina surges. Vega weaves through, strikes at 69 minutes, electrifying finish. The stadium shakes with fervor. Germany scrambles, desperate to counter. Argentina's offense pins them deep, marbles flooding the German end. Time ticks down, Germany fighting for survival. Argentina's relentless attack keeps the pressure on, unyielding. And there's the whistle. Welcome back. India versus Mexico ignites the final Group B clash, a heated rivalry pulsing with playoff dreams and desperation. India advances with a win, draw, or 1-goal loss, while Mexico must win to keep their hopes alive. India's Das and Khan fuel a dynamic attack, but Mexico's Martinez and Ortiz bring fiery determination. Mexico strikes first, Martinez fires home at 21 minutes. India answers quickly. Das nails a perfect bank shot at 27 minutes. Stunning response. The Indian crowd erupts. Mexico keeps pushing. Santos feeds Ortiz for a sharp goal at 39 minutes. First half closes, both sides relentless. Mexico hunts opportunities, but India's defenders stand tall, thwarting danger. Khan unleashes a hard bank shot, overwhelms Mexico's keeper at 51 minutes. Singh intercepts a pass, drives from midfield at 55 minutes. Pure brilliance. The stands shake. India's defense shines, repelling Mexico's attacks. The Indian keeper makes crucial stops, keeping the game tight. Khan weaves through the middle, strikes at 72 minutes. Sizzling goal. India's momentum soars. Khan turns provider, sets up Roy for a one-touch beauty at 78 minutes. Stunning strike. The Indian fans go wild. Mexico fights desperately, creating chances, but India's defenders and goalie hold firm. And there's the whistle. Brace yourself. Italy versus Portugal ignites the final Group C clash, a do-or-die rivalry steeped in passion and playoff dreams. Both teams explode out, marbles charging with purpose. Italy draws first blood. Ferreira fumbles, gifting an own goal at 15 minutes. Costa keeps the pressure on, rockets a hard clear at 22 minutes. Ferreira grazes it, but can't stop it. Italy must win to advance after Nigeria's shocking 4-1 rout of Spain, while Portugal, trailing Nigeria in goals and differential, faces elimination with a loss. Gomes ramps up the heat, forces a goal at 38 minutes. Gritty response. The Portuguese crowd surges. Just before the break, Gomes weaves a crafty bank shot at 45 minutes. Stunning equaliser. The game's level, tension soaring. Second half opens, the playoff picture hanging in the balance. Both sides trade blows, marbles zipping across the pitch. Italy pushes, Portugal holds firm. The crowd buzzes, every roll a heartbeat in this high-stakes duel. Ferreira redeems himself, stonewalling a shot at 76 minutes, but Moretti pounces, slams the rebound home. Electrifying finish. Italy's bench explodes. Portugal throws everything forward. Rossi stands tall, making 2 massive saves in the dying minutes. And there's the whistle. Let's get rolling. Japan versus Saudi Arabia caps Group D, a rivalry laced with pride and playoff drama. Early pressure from Saudi Arabia. Nakamura fumbles under Al-Mutari's press, knocks it into his own net at 10 minutes. Shocking start. The Saudi fans roar. Japan secures advancement with a win, leveraging goal differential over South Africa, while Saudi Arabia, out with 2 losses, aims to spoil Japan's plans. Saudi Arabia keeps the ball deep in Japan's end, content to frustrate. Marbles roll deliberately, Japan struggling to break free. The crowd whistles in annoyance at 40 minutes, fed up with Saudi Arabia's conservative play, stifling the game's flow. First half closes, Japan under siege. Saudi Arabia's tactics hold firm, their spoiler role in full effect. Second half sparks. Kato breaks through, fires unassisted at 55 minutes. Sizzling strike. The Japanese crowd erupts. Saudi Arabia responds. Al-Jaber intercepts a breakout pass, slots it home at 69 minutes. Sharp steal. The Saudi supporters ignite. Japan fights back. Kobayashi weaves and strikes at 78 minutes. Saudi Arabia relentless. If they can't advance to the playoffs, then neither can Japan. And there's the whistle. They're wasting no time getting started in playoff marble soccer. Argentina strikes off the kickoff. Rios surges forward, slots home at 4 minutes. Sizzling strike. The Argentine fans erupt. Argentina versus India kicks off the quarterfinals. A blazing rivalry pitting Group A's champions against Group B's gritty runners-up. India fights back after the early goal, piling pressure. Bianchi, Argentina's keeper, stands tall, making save after save, barking orders to his defense. First half sees Argentina's defense tested. Bianchi's heroics keep India at bay, marbles flying in a tense battle. The crowd whistles at 34 minutes, restless from the lack of goals after that early spark. They crave more action. Second half ignites. Argentina, led by Rios, rides high after topping their group, while India's Dars and Singh aim to stun the favourites. Argentina's attack sparkles with flair, but India's relentless spirit keeps them dangerous. Das intercepts a goalie clear, feeds Roy for a sharp goal at 63 minutes. Singh sets up Roy for a one-touch rocket at 67 minutes. Electrifying blow. The stadium shakes, Argentina stumbles. A defensive mispass ricochets off their goalie at 75 minutes. Another Indian goal. Shocking twist. The Indian fans go wild. India makes a late charge, marbles flooding Argentina's end. Bianchi and his defense scramble, and there's the whistle. Get set. Italy versus South Africa blazes into the quarterfinals, a fierce clash pitting Group C's champions against Group D's tenacious runners-up. Italy, led by Moretti's flair, aims to dominate, while South Africa's Zwane and Sithole bring relentless energy. Italy's attack thrives on precision, but South Africa's gritty spirit makes them a dangerous underdog. Both teams charge out, marbles surging with intent. Italy probes early, South Africa counters with bold aggression. South Africa breaks through. Sithole feeds Zwane, who slots at home at 32 minutes. Sizzling strike. The South African fans erupt. First half tightens, Italy pushing back. Both sides trade attacks, but defences hold firm, keeping the scoreline close. Second half sparks. Moretti pounces on a rebound off the post at 52 minutes. Maseko responds with a hard shot, ricochets off a defender at 56 minutes. Zwane turns provider, sets up Ndlovu for a slow roller that sneaks through at 64 minutes. Off the kickoff, Van Wyk grabs a loose ball, drives it home at 68 minutes. Electrifying strike, the South African bench explodes. That surge may be enough to clinch the next round. Marbles flooding South Africa's end. The pressure builds, but South Africa's defence stands tall. Late drama unfolds. Bianchi sets up De Luca for a goal at 86 minutes, but it's too little, too late, and there's the whistle. Let's dive in. USA versus Brazil ignites the quarterfinals, a blockbuster rivalry pitting Group B's champions against Group A's gritty runners-up. The USA, riding high from their group stage dominance, faces Brazil's flair-driven squad, hungry for redemption. USA's triplet of Kaim forwards brings explosive energy, while Brazil's Nascimento and Ribeiro weave magic on the pitch. Both teams burst out, marbles zipping with purpose. USA breaks through. Akaim fires home at 31 minutes. Sizzling strike. The American fans erupt. Brazil responds. Lima feeds Gomez for a sharp goal at 41 minutes. Stunning riposte. The Brazilian crowd roars. First half ends, both sides locked in a fierce duel. The intensity crackles, setting the stage for a thrilling second half. Second half heats up. USA presses with intent, Brazil counters with dazzling skill. This is playoff soccer at its finest. Ribeiro pressures USA's defense, tucks in a goal at 64 minutes. Nascimento keeps the momentum, rockets a shot at 69 minutes. Electrifying blow. The USA defense reels, USA fights back. Goalkeeper Smith launches a banking clear that weaves through Brazil's defense at 84 minutes, giving hope. A final USA rush at 88 minutes glances off the post. And there's the whistle. China versus Nigeria launches the quarterfinals. China's Zhao wastes no time and strikes off, opening the kickoff at 4 minutes for an early lead. A sizzling rivalry pitting Group D's champions against Group C's scrappy runners-up. China rides high after dominating their group, while Nigeria, buoyed by 3 prior upset quarterfinals, brims with confidence. Olawale weaves magic, sends a pinpoint cross. Adekunle heads it home at 26 minutes. Stunning response. Nigeria's supporters roar. China's Zhao spearheads a fierce attack, but Nigeria's Adekunle and Olawale counter with relentless drive. China stumbles late. Their goalie and defender miscommunicate, netting an own goal at 44 minutes. Shocking error. First half closes, the score tight. Nigeria's confidence grows, sensing another upset in the air. Second half sees Nigeria take control. Their offense dictates, keeping marbles deep in China's half. China struggles to break out, pinned back by Nigeria's relentless pressure. The battle rages, every role critical. The crowd whistles at 75 minutes, restless as Nigeria's ball control tightens for a narrow win. Nigeria holds firm, stifling China's attacks. Marbles barely escape China's end, the tension palpable. Time winds down, Nigeria's grip unyielding. This is playoff soccer, raw and unforgiving. And there's the whistle. Game on. India versus South Africa collides in the semi-finals, a gripping rivalry fueled by grit and ambition. India, fresh off a 3-1 upset over Argentina, faces South Africa, riding high from a 4-2 rout of Italy. India's attack sparks with tenacity, but South Africa's Botha, a goalkeeping titan, anchors their ironclad defence. India tests early, but Botha thrives, turning away shots with steely resolve. The crowd whistles at 30 minutes, annoyed by cautious conservative play, slowing the game's pulse. India keeps pressing, probing for gaps. Botha's saves stack up, his defence a wall, frustrating India's early fire. First half winds down, both sides locked in a tense standoff. South Africa's defence, led by Botha, holds firm. Second half unfolds, the stakes sky high. South Africa shifts gears, seeking to break the deadlock. Mokoena finally cracks it, nailing a hard bank shot at 60 minutes. Sizzling strike. The South African fans erupt. South Africa switches to ball control, marbles rolling deliberately. They dictate the pace, stifling India's attack. India fights back, but South Africa's defence stands tall. Botha commands, his clean sheet a testament to their resolve. Time ticks down, the finish far from pretty. South Africa's defensive masterclass, led by Botha, grinds out the win. And there's the whistle. Here we go. Nigeria strikes early. Afolabi feeds Adekunle for a double bank shot at 5 minutes. Sizzling strike. The Nigerian fans erupt. Nigeria versus Brazil sets the semi-finals ablaze. A fierce rivalry pulsing with passion and playoff dreams. Nigeria, fresh off a 2-1 upset over China, faces Brazil, who edged the USA 3-2 to advance. Nigeria's Adekunle dazzles with electrifying flair, while Brazil's attack fights to counter his brilliance. Both teams surge, marbles flying with intent. Brazil presses, but Nigeria's defence holds firm, keeping the pace frenetic. The first half sees Nigeria dictate, Brazil scrambling. Second half ignites. Adeniyi sets up Adegoke for a deft redirection at 47 minutes. Sharp finish. Nigeria's supporters roar. The intensity crackles, each side hunting for an edge. Adekunle's unstoppable. He rockets a shot past Brazil's keeper at 61 minutes. Emeka banks a pass. Adekunle slots it home at 65 minutes, completing his hat-trick. Brazil's defence falters, confusion reigns. An own goal at 72 minutes, credited to Adekunle, his record fourth. Electrifying chaos. His 7 total goals surely makes him a favourite for tournament MVP. Brazil pushes desperately. Time winds down. Nigeria's grip unyielding. And there's the whistle. Let's roll. South Africa versus Nigeria erupts in the finals, a monumental clash pitting South Africa's ironclad defence against Nigeria's unstoppable offence. Nigeria strikes early. Olawale sets up Adeyemi for a field-length rocket at 9 minutes. Sizzling strike. The Nigerian fans roar. South Africa, fresh off a 1-0 grind over India, faces Nigeria, who crushed Brazil 5-0. Adekunle shines again, netting his 8th tournament goal at 27 minutes. Stunning finish. Nigeria's supporters ignite. South Africa's Botha anchors a defensive fortress, but Nigeria's Adekunle, with 7 tournament goals, leads a relentless attack. First half closes, Nigeria dominating. South Africa digs in, Botha's saves keeping their hopes alive. Second half unfolds, Nigeria shifting to ball control. The crowd whistles at 57 minutes, restless with the slower pace. South Africa fights back, their defence unyielding. Nigeria's attack probes, but Botha and his back line stand firm. Time ticks down, the tension soaring. South Africa pushes desperately, seeking a spark. Nigeria holds tight, their offense and control sealing the deal. This is championship soccer, raw and electrifying. South Africa strikes the post at 87 minutes. Heart-stopping miss. The crowd gasps, the final slipping away, and there's the whistle.